Johnny, it's a hot take as a do not draft for a guy who was starting to set the league on fire last year, and with the talent that he's got around him.
Right here.
We're going to talk Russell Wilson. Will Seattle allow, and will they throw enough? And at the end of this year, will they end the year correctly to justify the mid-round selection of Russell Wilson? We've seen it in his career. He's been up and down either at the beginning or the end. There's always some sort of lull for Russell Wilson. It either is the beginning of the year or it's the end of the year now that we've seen. Do we see that happening, or do we see him start to finish QB1 overall? Can we see what we saw as his MVP case last year was starting?
Travis, I'm not going to be drafting Russell Wilson. That might shock some people this year. I understand what his upside is, but like you said, Russell Wilson, when you look at his week to week averages over years, you start to form a picture, right? You see a guy that is truly a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of player, and I don't like drafting those types of players. You look at, you talked about it, Travis, last 2 seasons, Russell Wilson's weekly average for the first week, for the first 8 games, was QB7. Then you look at his weekly average finish from the second eight weeks of the season, QB17. That's a huge drop off. And then you look at up through week 9, his lowest finish on a week was QB10. Well, he only finished as a QB10 one time after week 8 last year, Travis. So that's, very, very concerning to me when you're trying to, be consistent as possible from a position you're drafting relatively high, right? Let's be real. But like you said, too, he doesn't just do this in the beginning to the end of the season. He did that over the last 2 seasons. If you look at the season before, it was reversed. He started off ice cold, and then halfway through the season, he picked it up and finished the season on a tear. Here's the one difference in why I'm not drafting a guy like Russell Wilson this year, Travis, and that is because I believe it's going to be similar to his 2018 season, where he starts off really ice cold, and people are going to panic because this is this opening schedule: Colts, Titans, Vikings, 49ers, Rams, Steelers, Saints. That is brutal when you're talking about the defenses that he will face. Can he get it done? Absolutely. It's Russell Wilson. But in the same token, I don't see that happening with the fact that they want to reel this back. They want to get back to running the ball more. Yes, Russell Wilson could be a little bit more efficient, but are we really going to bank on that as we get older? Chris Carson's a little older. I hate relying on that aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? So I rather have somebody else.
I think Russell Wilson, perfect best ball quarterback. Russell Wilson to pair with a DK Metcalf, perfect best ball stack. But in redraft, you'd be forced to kind of pair him with a guy who could be more consistent, so you could try and pick matchups. Obviously, you have the 2 Rams matchups where he just does not play very well against them. Arizona even kind of limiting him a little bit last year. So that's a situation where Russell Wilson could be, Johnny, it's a hot take as a do not draft for a guy who was starting to set the league on fire last year. And with the talent that he's got around him, but I do like the consistency being an issue for you. And we saw it in our league of record last year. Russell Wilson put Tucker, our friend Tucker, in the forefront of running the league out and maybe winning another championship. However, at the end of the year, he cost him a championship because that's what I think was in his range of outcomes. You just don't know what you're going to get sometimes, and he could fall off a cliff here, whether it be from play calling, whether it be from his own production, throwing interceptions, or line issues. It's all happened to Wilson before and could easily happen again.
And to that point, Travis, you don't ever want to try. That's the dilemma you end up, putting yourself in is how do I ever bench Russell Wilson? Well, don't put him on your team in the first place, and then you don't have that. And then if someone drops him and you pick him up, then you can kind of face that dilemma if it ends up getting there. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Great point.
Whisper Nation, we just got to let you know we're nothing without your unwavering support, and we are so proud of this community we've built together. If you feel it upon your heart to help us continue to grow this family and chase this dream, consider joining us at patreon.com. You can show support at the $5 and $10 levels, and the patron benefits include access to our exclusive Discord channels, entries to sports card giveaways, increased odds for landing a spot in the 2021 Listener League, and those spots are going fast. And then we've got bonus content that's only available to our patrons as well. So head on over to patreon.com/the Fantasy Whispers and join the nation today.
Right here.
Oh, hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you like what you saw and you want to learn how to dominate your own draft and win your own league, head on over to thefantasywhispers.com and grab your copy of the Fantasy Whispers Draft Kit today, or click the link in the description below. And if you're still not sold, check out one of these videos.